Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the C10. Hope you guys are doing good. So in this video I'm going to showcase my battles which I had in the Fantasy Cup. So I currently have a 65% win rate with this team. So in this first battle we have Azumarill versus Azumarill. So what I do in this scenario, normally I overfarm a little bit and I tend to throw the move after the opponent throws the move. And so yes, the opponent decides to cast the bubbles and he decided to cast a play rough, and I swap into my Giratina Origin. Now in this case I just throw the Shadow Ball because I don't want to get another play rough. So the Shadow Ball lands and the opponent in-circuits. And so for my second game, it's Azumarill versus another Azumarill, and as you can see, it's a lot of bubble damage. So Azumarill, I choose Azumarill as my lead because it's a great Pokemon to deal with the current meta, excluding Pokemon such as Registeel and electric types, you can say. And now you can see that it's now Skarmory versus Giratina matchup. I know my opponent won't shield because nowadays opponents don't shield Shadow Ball, they think it's a bait. And so I go ahead and shield this one, and it's a Brave Bird, and my opponent goes all out, and now I have energy on Giratina, and the Azumarill comes back in, and I decide to bait with an Omnivorous Wind, and I catch onto the Azumarill, which is amazing. And my opponent throws a Play Rough and he comes with a Whimsicott. So I throw the Ice Beam immediately, and now I need to get as much as damage onto the Whimsicott. Now my Azumarill should be able to survive this. Yes, my Azumarill's IVs are not that terrible, but it'll get the job done. And so I land the Ice Beam, and now I can just come back with my Giratina and throw the Omnivorous Wind. And I get my opponent's shield, and I can safely let this go and come in with my Whimsicott. I come in with my Whimsicott. I need my shield just in case for the Azumarill with the Ice Beam. My opponent does a Moonblast, and my opponent knows it's a good game. So for the next battle, this battle was actually a loss. So the Alolan Slash is a core breaker for the team. If you see a Galarian Weezing and an Alolan Slash in the back, that's almost a GG's match unless you play your matches well. So in this scenario I normally go for double Play Rough. My opponents don't shield, so I can just go for double Play Rough. I use one shield because I give one shield to Azumarill because I need to chip down as much as health on Giratina, on the Alolan Sandslash. Now my opponent deciding what to bring, and he brings in a Flygon. Now Flygon, I managed to get my move, the Ice Beam, and this will be shielded, and I can safely come inside with my Whimsicott. So I bring in my Whimsicott. Now I had a doubt there will be an Azumarill in the back, so I didn't want to shield it, but unfortunately I decided to not shield the Whimsicott because I thought that there was a Detonator in the back. So yes, so I get the Flygon down, and unfortunately it's an Azumarill. So this is a GG's because unless the timer runs out on time, I cannot win this match. I throw a bait, and now I go for the Shadow Ball. I have to shield this Play Rough because Play Rough will almost KO me in my Giratina. So I go for the Shadow Ball. It lands, but it's not enough energy to reach a Shadow or to reach an Omnivorous Wind. And he lands a Play Rough, and it's a GG's. So for the next match, we have Azumarill vs Empyrean. It's kind of a neutral matchup. So unless I have Hydro Pump, I could win this, but because my opponent is running Metal Claw, this match is kind of preferable to me. So I go for the first Play Rough. I land the first Play Rough, and now I need to land the second Play Rough, and then I can just farm down energy with my Giratina. And my opponent gets to his move. Now he throws his move, and when I'm just about to chip him down, he gets to another move, which is unfortunate. And now I will come in with my Giratina because the closer is Whimsicott, and Whimsicott is always one of the best closers, and this is why. So now Flygon comes in, I throw the Seed Bomb, and my opponent decides not to shield it. And in this scenario I give one shield because I need to farm up on energy for the Whimsicott. Now the Flygon goes down, and here in comes the Azumarill. I have to count carefully so that I throw on proper charge move timing. I throw my second move, and I get the shield of Azumarill, and I try to make a catch. Unfortunately, I don't get it. Now my Giratina will survive this, and he throws a player off, and I can easily go for a Shadow Ball, and my opponent decides not to shield, and I win the game. So for the next game we have Azumarill and Azumarill. Again, there are a lot of Azumarill leads because it's one of the best Pokemon as an attacker in the game. In this Fantasy Cup, you guys should definitely run it. There are not many Registries, electric types such as Togedemaru because of all the ground types, because it's a heavy dominated meta. That's why I prefer running Whimsicott and Azumarill. So in this matchup, I throw the player off. So in this situation, normally if my Azumarill wins CMP. So when I win CMP, I can take down the Pokemon. Unfortunately, my opponent makes a good catch onto his Empoleon, and now I can bring in my Giratina, and I immediately throw my Shadow Claw because this will KO. And my opponent decides not to shield it, and I know he's going to come in back with his Azumarill. I can safely shield. I shield the Giratina, and I'm going to farm him down, but I guess I'm little one of energy, so I have to throw the move. And now I try to do a beautiful catch here, and my timer goes exactly, and I can change it into Azumarill, and I make an amazing catch. And my opponent has a Turtonator in the back. Now they have to shield this Moonblast because Moonblast does almost neutral damage, but that's a lot of damage. And now Whimsicott can go down, and my opponent throws his move, and now Giratina can just farm this down. And in comes the Azumarill, and that's GG's. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming out with more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.